This is a model example. Now again, what we're talking about is it's only worth 8 marks. I have to emphasise this, right? In the exam you're going to get, I'll add this here, I'd say 8 to 10 minutes. If you go beyond that time, you have to stop. You have to move on. Thank you. There you go. 8 to 10 minutes. You have to move on because it's not worth enough marks to spend too much time on it. Okay. We want one paragraph. We want our point to be multi-layered. So we're saying more than one thing about the question. We want to make sure we use the wording mountain area, not mountain, but mountain area. Okay. And we want to make sure that we have 2 or 3 techniques. Now my advice is begin with 2. If you have time at the end, come back, add on a 3rd. Okay. Normally, you will get the marks for the 2 without having to add a 3rd one on. Okay. For each technique, we want to try and say 2 things about it, so that we are perceptive readers. Okay. Please remember, we are aiming here at being perceptive. Perceptive is that you see things in more depth than just the surface level. Okay. Clear, perceptive. This is what I wrote. So in this extract, so begin with the what, as always. In this extract, which I think is the simplest, quickest way of writing, the writer describes the mountain area. So again, using the words of this. So if you've used mountain area, you can just tick that. Okay. If you've only said mountain, my advice would be to add in the word area because you want to be absolutely certain you're answering their question. The writer describes the mountain area as very beautiful. That's my first point there. At times, but also full of danger and mystery. So in that one sentence, I've said 3 things. Okay. Now I could have just said beautiful but dangerous. I could have said dangerous and mysterious, but I got all 3 in because I can see 3 things to say. Now that there means that I'm being perceptive. I understand the depths and the difference. Okay. Firstly, now I'm doing the how. This is my analysis. Firstly, again, simple way of beginning. The writer uses personification. That's a technique. Describing how the flowers peep out from their hiding places. Now you'll notice here what I've done is I've just quoted the bits that I need. So rather than quoting the whole thing, I've just embedded the little bits that I need, right? The peep out is the metaphor, because again, flowers don't peep. That's a personification. Flowers don't hide. So both of these are metaphors or personification, okay? To emphasize how there is beauty on the mountain, but it is lost amongst the danger. Hiding places, so I'm going to go into some more detail. Hiding places also emphasises the fear that the mountain causes both for nature and humans. Okay, so that'll probably get me clear. If I want to perceptive, I might have to do a bit more detail about some of the words that are used. Okay, but I'm trying to do this reasonably briefly. Okay. Furthermore, so this is my second quotation. The writer uses the word jagged to describe the peaks. So again, I've just embedded the quote I want, the words I need to emphasize how sharp and dangerous they are. Jagged creates an image of broken glass, and you can imagine the difficulty climbing up with your hands. Okay, I don't like the word connotations. I think it's confusing. So rather than having connotations of broken glass, I like to say creates an image, which I think is nicer to write. Okay. Now, if I had more time, I would then do my 3rd quote, which was the words seen and concealed. So, seen too much, concealed too much, to emphasize the mystery and secrets of the mountain. Okay? Each of my quotes does a different job. So, when you look back to my point that I made, because it says 2 or 3 different things about the mountain, each quote I choose then should match one of these. The first one I did was the beauty. The second one I did was the danger, and if I have time, I'll go back and add on my one about mystery. Okay? Now, this response here will probably get me clear. It will definitely get me clear. Maybe will get me perceptive with some of the extra details that I did. Okay? Remember, we only have 8 to 10 minutes, so it's not supposed to be like a full essay. Okay?